Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Hope you enjoy. I'm fatter in real life than in my head. Okay, I know that body EDs are pretty common, but it seems like most people think they're much larger than they really are. I always felt the opposite. In my head, I still look like I looked in high school. In the mirror, I think I look pretty good. And then someone takes a picture of me and I am just horrified by how huge I am. Is it just me? It's such a mind frig to think I don't look that fat and then see photos that are way fatter than I thought. It makes me wonder if other people see me as the version in the photos or if the photos are just especially unflattering. Does everyone else see me as the beach whale that the camera sees? Oh man, I was just thinking the same thing today about myself, minus the thinking I look good. I do see myself as someone who has gained weight, but when I look at myself, I don't see the actual amount I've gained. I think it was one reason why I didn't jump on the weight loss journey sooner. It wasn't until I saw pictures of me recently that I asked myself, when the frig did that happen? I don't recognize that person in the photo, but the person in the mirror seems to be me. It is strange. I feel this weirdly too. I see myself, like when I look down, and I'm like, I know I'm fat, but it doesn't look that bad. But then I see my reflection when we are out in a store window or something, and I'm like, oh my god, and have the sudden urge to go hide inside until I die. Yes, I'm here because my hairdresser took a photo of the cut she did, and all I saw was how enormous my butt looked. Seriously, how did that happen without me noticing? I've had a really hard year. Both of my parents died, one after the other. But before that, I comforted myself by snacking my way through COVID. I've learned a lot of bad eating habits, and I'm here now to turn that around. My butt is enormous because I overate for a full year. It's the consequence of air frying everything and eating handfuls of peanut M&Ms. My butt is what happens when you have a 3 p.m. dessert and snack meal more days than not. This is so me that it made me tear up reading this just now. I'm aware that I'm fat, and I'm so mean to myself about it. But there's like this other side of me that keeps hoping whenever I see myself in a photo or reflection that it won't be that bad. And then it always crushes me when I actually see myself. It's such a negative cycle for me. I totally feel you with being mean to myself about my weight or perceived imperfections with myself and my body. But please, please be kind to yourself. Also, beating yourself up does absolutely nothing productive for you or your body. Instead, I've recently tried to remind myself that at least every day I'm doing some work to actually change my situation, which is really good and admirable. No need to hate yourself or beat yourself up, because weight and appearance is a small part of what makes you, you. However, do little steps to make a change in your life and start celebrating yourself for doing that. A great thing I've learned is that esteemable actions help create self-esteem. So by doing admirable things like working out, eating healthy, and being kind, etc., you start slowly building up your self-image because you are doing things super worthy of feeling good about yourself, that it makes sense. Anyways, good luck. You got this. Ugh, I've been very good with calories in, calories out, and intermittent fasting the past couple of weeks, and I'm down 10 pounds since May 1st. I was feeling pretty good, put on my cute shoes to go shopping, and saw my reflection in the doors. I wish that I did see myself as I really am, because feeling thin and cute and then seeing the reality makes me feel like crap. This is absolutely me. I lost a lot of weight once before and looked pretty good. In my head, I'm only slightly larger than that. In reality, I'm like 80 pounds larger than that. I saw a picture recently where my face just had no definition. Anyway, I'm back on the wagon, and hopefully in 8 or so months, my body will catch up to my internal image I have of myself. It happens with clothes too. For example, I'll see a pair of pants, think for sure those will fit, but when I try them on, there's just no possible way. I avoid reflections in photos at all costs, although for some reason my own bathroom mirror reflection isn't so bad. I was like this. I'd see photos and didn't even recognize myself. The wake-up call was seeing the number on the scale. About halfway through my weight loss, the photos started to look like the image in my head. Now, at goal maintenance, I'm still shocked by how slim and fantastic I look in the photos. It's like looking at a different person, just at the other end of the spectrum. Photos are a really good way to genuinely see what's actually going on. A professional organizer friend told me that the best way to see how your house looks to others is to take a photo. It'll immediately show any clutter. Same thing with their bodies. The first time I gained weight, my freshman year of college, my dad kept telling me I was getting fat. I thought he was just being a butt, and he has a history of it. Then I went on a trip as a college mentor for a middle and high school group trip. When the kids started posting pictures of the trip, it hit me like a bag of bricks. I lost the weight in a few months. Yeah, I was very much this way too. In hindsight, I think a lot of it was denial. After I started losing weight, I had a hard time seeing the changes too, despite my wife telling me that I was significantly improving. Seeing pictures now, though, of me at my worst is horrifying, and I hate that I let myself get that far. The other strange side effect of losing weight was, as I got thinner, I realized how fat people around me are. It's almost like as I got fatter, I just saw everyone as like me and normal. Strange stuff. I feel this too. I get it both ways. I used to be much thinner, and so sometimes I'll still think of myself in that way and get extremely disappointed when I see pictures or catch myself in really bad lighting. Additionally, I think this can also cause a body ED in the other direction. I always am surprised by my size, and therefore when it pops into my head, I feel like I'm incredibly overweight, when in reality, it's maybe only like 5 pounds overweight, compared to being maybe 15 to 20 pounds underweight. The brain is weird. You're definitely not alone in this. You're not alone. I could have ghostwritten this whole thing. I didn't realize just how overweight I was until I really lost weight and had a comparison. Even in the pictures, I didn't really think I looked that heavy, but looking at them now, I cannot even begin to comprehend just how blind I was. I'm also lucky with my fat distribution. Even at my heaviest, I still had a defined waist, which tricked the eye. On the downside, getting rid of the width on my hips and thighs is an uphill battle. But yeah, I still don't trust my eyes to gauge my weight. I was so horribly wrong before that it's the scale and measuring tape for me. My brain can trip on whatever it wants in peace. As for visible change, mentioned in the comments I think, but I'll try to keep everything here now, it will come. It took me a long time to see any changes. I think around 15 kilograms out of the 20 I've lost or so, 33 pounds down, but few brave people commented on it way earlier. It depends on a person as well. In the beginning, I lost most of the weight on my thighs, which to this day are still big compared to the rest of me, so it took me way longer to notice anything. If you want to see the changes more, I'd recommend getting a measuring tape and going for hips, waist, thigh, and arm circumference measures, and comparing those if you want to see where the change is. The fun thing about our brain is that it's amazing at adjusting and filling in the blanks and ignoring other things, like your nose. And losing weight tends to be so gradual that we don't see the changes in ourselves because our brain already adjusted to it. With this in mind, I find it easier to deal with cold, hard facts. My brain can fool my eyes, but it cannot fool the scale and the tape. I had this problem too, especially at my peak weight. As bad as I felt about myself when I looked in the mirror or down at my body, I was shocked every single time I saw a photo of myself. Seeing any photo of myself would absolutely ruin my day. Even someone taking a photo of me would. I was constantly paranoid that the way I looked in photos was the way people actually saw me, which, contrary to the cliches, was so much worse than how I saw myself. Ironically, basically the opposite is true now. I still look at myself and see exactly the same body. I don't look any different. But the pictures are insanely different, which feels pretty damn good to look at. This is exactly what drove me to start. I've always known I was overweight, and at the time my BMI was obese, but I just couldn't see it. I'd mention to friends my weight, and they'd say, "There's no way you're that much." So maybe I looked the same in real life, but I had photos taken of my dad's 50th, and I realized that I hated how I looked. I started the next day, and I've been motivated ever since. I definitely have self-image issues, but I always saw myself in the mirror as thinner than I was. It was actually seeing a picture of myself holding my son that convinced me to do something about my weight. I knew in my head I weighed 340 pounds, but like you, my self-image is basically my high school self from 13 years ago at 210. I'm down 10 pounds now, with no intention of slowing down. I'm 32 with a 2-year-old son and another baby on the way. Both my parents have type 2 diabetes, and my dad had his first heart attack in his 40s. I need to do something different than they did. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. 4 months, 73 kilograms to 64. 4 kilos left to my weight goal.